Hello, this is Andrew Perlin, and welcome to another edition of Insurance Explained. Can I ask you a very difficult question? What if one of your parents needed full-time care tomorrow? What would your family do? Who would provide the care? Who would pay for it? Would someone have to leave work? Would someone have to move? These aren't easy questions to answer, but they're real questions. I know this because my family very recently had to ask and answer these very difficult questions. So today, I'm not talking to you as an insurance advisor. I'm talking to you as a son whose parents needed these questions answered. So let me tell you what happened. Several years ago, my father was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and it took away all of his capabilities. He was in a wheelchair for the latter part of his life. As a result of that, he needed care. My mom couldn't do it by herself, so we had to hire someone to come in and help him out. Luckily, he bought long-term care insurance. So we had this money that he can use it any way he needed, whether it was in-home care or in a facility. My parents decided to have an aide come into the house to help my mother take care of my father. Without that money, it would have been very difficult for my mother to not only take care of him, but for my mother to live any kind of life at all. So this long-term care policy that my dad bought saved my mother approximately $480,000. That's how much money the long-term care policy paid in home health care and aids and everything else. Now, the money made that possible, but what it allowed my mother to do was focus on the other aspects of caring for my dad without having to worry about where the money was coming from. It protected their retirement as they spent decades building it. It let him age and convalesce and ultimately pass with dignity. My mother was able to live a relatively normal life outside of caring for my father. And when she wanted to get out of the house, she had a way to do that. It opened up a lot of doors. Unfortunately, my father passed away not long after his long-term care ran out. It's sad that he passed. He's in a better place. But the main thing is that my mother was able to still live her life. Now, here's what happened. About 2 years after my father passed, my mother suffered a stroke. And then she was in a wheelchair. And guess what? She had a long-term care policy too. And it did the exact same thing. The difference was that there was no one there to take care of my mother because my mother was there to take care of my father. So now it became an issue of who's going to run mom to the doctor, who's going to be there when my mom needed them. The good news is that we had the long-term care insurance, so we were able to bring in care in her home. She stayed in her home. It gave her the dignity, the peace of mind, and the care that she needed when she needed it the most. And most importantly, it did not force me or my siblings to quit our jobs, to move mom into our house, to be there for her 24/7. Because when that happened, we were all married, we all had children, we all had jobs, and we just couldn't stop to take care of our mother. It would have been very difficult. So, this long term care policy that she had ended up paying an additional $480,000. The point I'm trying to make here is without that long term care policy that they both had, it saved $960,000 of my parents' retirement. Both my dad and my mom aged, convalesced, and ultimately passed with dignity. They had the care that they deserved, the care that they needed, and it didn't disrupt their retirement. It didn't disrupt my generation's retirement, which ultimately didn't disrupt what we do for our kids. So the decision that my mom and dad made years ago to buy a long-term care policy basically saved their retirement. We protected our retirement and because of that, we are going to save money for our children. You have to look at this from the scenario of what happens to your retirement in the event that you need long-term care. Now, I'm going to be very honest with you, you might not need it. You may go right from your home to the grave. However, we are living longer. In America, we have done a really nice job of having people live longer. We've done a really bad job of giving them any kind of quality of life as people age. Long-term care insurance and giving your parents or your loved ones the care that they deserve and the care that they need allows them to live their final stage of life with dignity, protects them. It protects that retirement asset that they were able to create their entire working career. My parents had the foresight to buy long-term care insurance. So when I say long-term care insurance not only protects them, it protected me and it protected our children. 3 generations of assets will be protected. And one thing I can tell you for sure is, based on what I had to live through, there is no way that my family was going to be able to survive not one, but two parents who needed that kind of care. I don't know what we would have done. Those policies made it absolutely possible for our parents to have the dignity that they deserve, did not affect their nest egg at all. They were able to leave inheritance to their children and their grandchildren, and it allowed my generation to continue to work and provide for our family. 3 generations of family were protected by the decisions of one person. So looking back, this is one of the greatest gifts my parents gave us. That's why I believe long-term care planning is one of the most overlooked conversations in retirement planning. Most people understand life insurance. Most people understand disability insurance. Almost everyone understands homeowners and auto insurance. But long-term care is different. It's not designed to replace your income. It's not designed to rebuild your home in the event of a fire. It's designed to protect your retirement, to preserve your independence, and give your family choices when life doesn't always go according to plan. The truth is, none of us know whether we're going to need long-term care insurance. And I sincerely hope you don't. Based on what I've experienced personally, I hope nobody needs it. But I can tell you this, when my parents needed it, it didn't just protect their money. It protected their choices. It protected their independence. It protected their dignity. And ultimately, it protected their entire family. If you've spent decades building your retirement and creating a legacy for your family, don't overlook the biggest risk that could threaten all of it. Have this conversation. Understand your options. Even if long-term care insurance isn't the right solution for you, having a plan is always better than hoping you never need one. Because the goal isn't just to maximize today, the goal is to protect tomorrow. Okay, so if you have any questions about this, please let me know in the chat. Hey, thanks for being here. I do really appreciate it. Please subscribe to the channel. My name is Andrew Perlin, and this is another edition of Insurance Explained. Have a great day, everybody.